Stop. Before you reach for another pill, before you blame your age, I need you to try something that sounds almost ridiculous. For the next 60 seconds, I want you to squeeze your rear end like you're trying to hold back gas in an elevator full of people. Hard. Release. Repeat 10 times. That's it. Why? Because in 30 days, that embarrassingly simple movement could be the difference between firm, reliable erections and continued frustration in the bedroom. I'm Dr. Mei Anderson, and what I'm about to share flies in the face of everything you've been told about aging and performance. The truth is, weak erections at your age aren't about low testosterone or circulation problems. They're about one muscle you've been ignoring your entire life. And when you wake it up, everything changes. Let me show you exactly what that exercise just did inside your body. That squeeze you just did. You activated your pelvic floor muscles, the same muscle group that controls the firmness and angle of your erection. Here's what most men don't know. When you have an erection, it's not enough for blood to flow in. Your body has to physically trap that blood inside using a muscle called the bulbocavernosus. Think of it like a hydraulic clamp. When this muscle is strong, it squeezes the base of your penis, locks the blood in, and keeps you rock hard. When it's weak, which happens to almost every man over 60, blood leaks out as fast as it flows in. You get semi-firm at best and it fades fast. But here's the good news, and I want you to have this right now, not at the end. This muscle responds to training faster than almost any muscle in your body. I've seen men in their 70s go from barely there to standing at attention in as little as 3 to 4 weeks using the exact protocol I'm about to walk you through. You don't need pills. You don't need pumps. You need a 60-second a-day exercise that 99% of men have never even heard of. Before I give you the complete protocol, you need to understand why this works when pills don't. For over 25 years, I've specialized in helping men navigate the challenges of aging, particularly the ones they're too embarrassed to bring up with their regular doctor. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. How can a woman understand what I'm going through? Fair question. But here's what I can tell you. I've sat across from thousands of men just like you. Men who told me they avoid intimacy because they're afraid of disappointing their partner. Men who've tried medications and hated the side effects, headaches, flushed face, that panicked feeling when it doesn't work fast enough. Men who said, "Doc, I just want to feel like myself again." And what I've learned is this: your body still wants to perform. The machinery isn't broken, it's just not getting the right signals. Unlike medications that force blood flow but ignore the structural problem, this exercise fixes the foundation. When I explain this to my patients and they actually commit to it, the results are remarkable. Not because I'm special, but because this is how your body was designed to work. Gentlemen, I need to be direct with you. Weak erections aren't just a bedroom inconvenience. They're an early warning system. The same small blood vessels that feed your penis are the same ones that feed your heart and brain. When you can't get firm or stay firm, your body is telling you that your vascular system is struggling. Ignore this, and you're not just risking embarrassment, you're increasing your odds of heart attack, stroke, and cognitive decline. But there's another cost that's just as serious: your relationship. I've seen marriages deteriorate because couples stop being intimate. Not because the love is gone, but because the man is too ashamed to try, and the woman feels rejected and unwanted. That distance grows. The silence becomes normal. And eventually, you're roommates, not partners. Now here's what concerns me most. There are dozens of so-called health improvements men your age are making right now. Things your doctor might even be recommending, that are quietly making this problem worse. Foods that tank testosterone. Supplements that interfere with blood flow. Medications that seem unrelated but directly impact your ability to perform. And most men have no idea it's happening until years of damage are already done. That's exactly why I created this channel. If you're not subscribed to Vital Health Seniors right now, you're navigating this stage of life without a guide who's actually paying attention to what's happening to men over 60. Every week, I'm breaking down the hidden risks nobody tells you about, and the simple protocols that actually work. This isn't just about today's video. It's about making sure you don't unknowingly sabotage yourself tomorrow. So if you want to stay ahead of the problems before they become permanent, hit that subscribe button right now. because the information that could save your vitality, or even your life, might be in next week's video, and I don't want you to miss it. This is why I'm so passionate about this exercise. Because when you strengthen your pelvic floor, you're not just restoring erections, you're protecting your cardiovascular system, boosting your confidence, and reclaiming intimacy with the person you love. This isn't vanity. It's survival. It's about the quality of every year you have left. Let me show you exactly how this played out for one of my patients. A gentleman I'll call Martin came to me at 71. He'd been married to his wife Sarah for 43 years and he told me, "Doc, we haven't been intimate in almost 2 years. I love her more than anything, but I'm terrified. What if I can't perform? What if I embarrass myself?" He'd tried Viagra twice. Both times it gave him crushing headaches and made him feel dizzy, so he just stopped trying. When I examined him, I had him do a simple test. Squeeze his pelvic floor muscles while I checked the strength. He could barely hold it for 2 seconds. His pelvic floor had atrophied from decades of neglect, like any muscle you don't use. I taught him the exact exercise I'm going to teach you in just a moment. 60 seconds a day, 3 specific movements. That's all. 6 weeks later, Martin came back with his wife. He didn't say anything at first, he just smiled. Sarah squeezed his hand and said, "Doctor, I don't know what you told him, but it worked. We're close again." Martin told me his erections were firmer than they'd been in years, but more than that, his confidence was back. He said, "I didn't realize how much I'd been avoiding. Not just intimacy, hugging, kissing, even holding hands. I didn't want to start something I couldn't finish." That's what happens when you fix the foundation. The physical comes back, but so does everything else. Let me explain exactly what's happening inside your body, but I'll keep this simple. When you get aroused, your brain sends a signal that causes blood to rush into 2 chambers in your penis called the corpora cavernosa. Think of them like 2 sponges. Blood fills them up, they expand, and you get an erection. But here's the critical part most men don't know. Getting the blood in is only half the equation. Your body has to actively keep it there. That's where your pelvic floor muscles come in, specifically the bulbocavernosus and ischiocavernosus muscles. These wrap around the base of your penis like a blood pressure cuff. When they contract, they compress the veins that would normally drain blood away, trapping it inside and creating rigidity. As you age, if you don't actively use these muscles, they weaken. It's just like your bicep. If you never lift anything heavy, it atrophies. When your pelvic floor is weak, blood flows in but immediately starts leaking back out through the veins. You might get semi-erect, but you can't sustain it. You lose firmness during sex. You can't maintain the angle. This is why pills don't always work for older men. They increase blood flow, but they can't compensate for a weak hydraulic clamp. The solution? Rebuild the clamp. And the remarkable thing about pelvic floor muscles is they respond to training incredibly fast because they're skeletal muscles with rich blood supply. Train them consistently, and you'll notice changes within weeks, not months. So what exactly are these 3 movements? Let me walk you through them step by step. Here's the exact protocol. This takes 60 seconds total, and you can do it anywhere, sitting at your desk, lying in bed, even standing in line at the grocery store. Nobody will know. Movement 1. The Kegel hold. Squeeze your pelvic floor muscles like you're stopping the flow of urine midstream. Don't tighten your abs, don't clench your butt, just the muscles deep inside your pelvis. Hold for 5 seconds, release for 5 seconds. Do this 5 times. That's 50 seconds total for this movement. Movement 2. The quick pulse. Now do rapid squeezes. 1 second squeeze, 1 second release. As fast as you can while maintaining control. Do 10 reps. This trains the fast twitch muscle fibers that create rigidity. This takes 20 seconds. Movement 3. The reverse Kegel. This one is counterintuitive, but critical. Instead of squeezing, you're going to gently push down, like you're trying to start urinating. This relaxes and lengthens the pelvic floor, preventing it from becoming too tight, which can cause pain or difficulty with blood flow. Hold this gentle push for 10 seconds, then relax. Do it 3 times. That's 30 seconds. The total routine, about 60 seconds. Do this once in the morning, once at night. That's it. No equipment. No yim membersep. You can literally do this while watching TV. Now here's what most men get wrong. They squeeze too hard at first and end up sore, or they forget to breathe and tense their whole body. Start gentle. Breathe normally. Think of it like learning to wiggle your ears. At first you're not even sure you're doing it, but with practice, the connection gets stronger. Within the first week, you should notice better control when you urinate, stronger stream, less dribbling. By week 3 or 4, you'll start noticing firmer morning erections. By week 6 to 8, most men report significant improvements during intimacy, both firmness and stamina. Now, I know some of you are thinking, that sounds too simple to actually work. Let me share 2 more patient stories that prove otherwise. Robert was 68 when he started this protocol. He'd been dealing with weak erections for about 5 years, but what really bothered him was he'd wake up to urinate 4 or 5 times a night. His doctor said it was his prostate, gave him medication, but nothing changed. After 3 weeks of pelvic floor exercises, he told me, "Doc, I'm sleeping through the night now. Only getting up once, maybe twice." His prostate wasn't miraculously healed. He'd strengthened the muscles that control urination, so he had better bladder control. But here's what he really called to tell me about. His wife had noticed a difference in bed. He said, "I haven't felt this present during intimacy in years. I'm not worrying about whether it's going to work, it just does." That confidence shift is just as important as the physical improvement. You know what Robert told me at his last visit? He said, "I wish someone had told me about this 10 years ago. I wasted so much time feeling broken." And that stuck with me. Because right now there's another man, maybe your brother, your friend, your neighbor, who's lying awake at night feeling exactly how Robert felt. Ashamed, defeated, convinced it's over. If this video helped you understand something you didn't know before, if it gave you even a small sense of hope, I need you to do something simple. Hit that like button and share this video. Not for me. For the man who needs to hear this but doesn't even know to look for it. Your wife might forward it to her friend whose husband is struggling. Your buddy at the golf course might finally understand he's not alone. One share could change someone's life. And that's not dramatic. That's just true. Alright, let me give you one more story that proves age is not the barrier you think it is. Frank was 76. He told me flat out, "I don't expect miracles. I just want to feel alive down there." He'd been completely unable to achieve an erection for over a year. After 2 months of daily practice, and I mean every single day, no skipping, he came in beaming. He said, "I got one. A real one. Stood up on its own." His wife was in tears. They'd accepted it was over, and suddenly it wasn't. Now Frank's situation was more severe, so it took longer. But at 76, after a year of nothing, he got his function back. That's the power of consistency. Here's what derails most men. They do the exercises for a week, don't see immediate results, and quit. Or they squeeze so hard they make themselves sore and decide it doesn't work. Remember, this is a muscle. You wouldn't walk into a gym, lift weights once, and expect a six-pack the next day. This takes consistency. The other mistake? Holding your breath during the squeezes. When you hold your breath, you create tension throughout your entire body, which defeats the purpose. Breathe normally. Stay relaxed everywhere except your pelvic floor. Do it right, do it daily, and your body will respond. Skip days, and you're starting over each time. It's that simple. Now, I have to say this. Pelvic floor exercises are incredibly powerful, but they're not a magic wand. If you're carrying 50 extra pounds, smoking a pack a day, and eating processed food at every meal, you're fighting an uphill battle. This exercise creates the foundation, but you need to support it with good sleep, moderate exercise, and a diet that doesn't wreck your blood vessels. That said, even if you're not perfect in those areas, this exercise will still help. I've seen it work for men with diabetes, high blood pressure, and all sorts of conditions. It's not all or nothing. It's about giving your body the best chance. Gentlemen, if this video gave you a clear action plan, if you're thinking, I'm going to start this today, then I want to remind you, this channel exists to give you ongoing support. Every week, I'm sharing practical, science-backed strategies specifically for men over 60. No fluff, no pharmaceutical sales pitches, just real solutions that work. And here's what's coming next. In my next video, I'm exposing the 3 foods that are secretly destroying your testosterone levels. Foods that your doctor probably told you were heart healthy. If you're eating these daily, you could be sabotaging every effort you make to restore your vitality. You don't want to miss that. So if you haven't already, subscribe now. And start these exercises today. 60 seconds twice a day. Give it 6 weeks. Your body and your partner will thank you. One last thing. I know how frustrating it is to feel like your body has betrayed you. To avoid intimacy because you're afraid of failure. To feel like this part of your life is just over. But I'm telling you, it doesn't have to be. Your age doesn't define your capability. Your consistency does. Start today. 60 seconds. That's all it takes to begin rebuilding what you thought was lost. I'm Dr. Mei Anderson, and I'll see you in the next video.